Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example Problems. Example 1. Ashish studies for 4 hours, 5 hours and 3 hours respectively on 3 consecutive days. How many hours does he study daily on an average? So, Ashish studies for 4 hours on day 1 and on day 2 he studies for 5 hours, whereas on day 3 he studies for 3 hours. So we are supposed to find how many hours does he study daily on an average. So number of hours Ashish study daily on an average. So this is what arithmetic mean. So arithmetic mean is what? Sum of observations divided by number of observations. That means in this case, total number of hours Ashish studied divided by number of days which he studied. So these are 1, 2, 3, 3 observations, and sum of observations is total number of hours. That is equal to 4 plus 5 plus 3 divided by 3. 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 divided by 3, which is equal to 4. That means on an average, Ashish studies 4 hours per day. Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example 2. A batsman scored the following number of runs in 6 innings: 36, 35, 50, 46, 60 and 55. Calculate the mean runs scored by him in an innings. So a batsman has scored different number of runs in 6 innings. We are supposed to find mean runs. That means mean is what? Mean is equal to sum of observations divided by number of observations. So sum is what? 36 plus 35 plus 50 plus 46 plus 60 plus 55 divided by number of observations is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So if we add all this, we get 282 divided by 6. So 282 divided by 6. 6 4s 24, 4 2, 6 7s 42. Remainder 0. So 282 by 6 is what? 47. That means the mean, that is the mean run scored by the batsman is 47. Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example 3. The ages in years of 10 teachers of a school are 32, 41, 28, 54, 35, 26, 23, 33, 38 and 40. What is the age of the oldest teacher and that of the youngest teacher? And what is the range of the ages of the teachers? And finally, what is the mean age of these teachers? So in this question, ages in years of 10 teachers of a school is given. Now, what is the age of oldest teacher? If you see in this data, 54 is what? The highest quantity. So definitely the age of oldest teacher would be 54. Now, youngest teacher would be the smallest observation. So 23 is what? The smallest observation. So the age of youngest teacher would be 23. Now for question number 2, what is the range of ages of the teachers? So range is what? In a given data, the difference between the highest value of observation and smallest value of observation is range. So here highest is what? 54, whereas smallest is what? 23. So 54 minus 23 is equal to 31. So range is what? 31. Now what is the mean age of these teachers? So mean age is what? Sum of observations divided by number of observations. Sum is what? 32 plus 41 plus 28 plus 54 plus 35 plus 26 plus 23 plus 33 plus 38 plus 40 divided by number of observations is what? 10, because in the question it is already given the ages in years of 10 teachers. Now if we add all these, we get 350 divided by 10. So 0 gets cancelled. The result is 35. That means the mean age of these teachers we get is 35. So class 7, chapter 3, example 4. Find the mode of the given set of numbers 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 4. Now if you observe data, there are different observations like 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And if you see the number of ones, we have 1, 2 and 3. So frequency of 1 is what? 3. Whereas 2 we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 2's we have 4. And 3's we have only 1. Whereas 4's we have 1 and 2. So mode is what? An observation with highest frequency of a data is mode. In this case, we have 2 which is repeated 4 times. That is, the frequency of 2 is 4. So for the given data, mode is what? 2. Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example 5. Following are the margins of victory in the football matches of a league. Find the mode of this data. So in the question, some data is given. Now we should find mode of this data. Mode is what? Mode is an observation with highest frequency of the data. So for this purpose, what we'll do, we will draw this data in this type of tabular form. So in the data, we have 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s and 6. So that is what we have put here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now using tally bars, we'll find how many times all these numbers repeats. Okay. Now we'll take first 1. So 1 we put here 1. Next is what? 3. 3 we put 1 here. Next is 2. We put 1 bar here. Next is 5. We put 1 bar in 5. Next is 1. We put 1 more bar in 1. Next is 4. We put 1 bar in 4. Next is 6. We put 1 bar in 6. Next is 2. We put 1 bar in 2. Next is 5. We put 1 bar in 5. Next is 2. We put 1 bar in 2. Next is 2. We put 1 bar in 2. Next is 2. For fifth bar, we'll cross all these 4 one time. So this becomes total 5 bars. Next is 4. We put 1 bar. Next is 1. We put here. 2. Again we add 1 bar. 3. We add 1 bar. 1. 1 bar. Again 1. We cross these 4 bars. Okay. Now 2. We put 1 bar. 3. We put 1 bar. 2. We put 1 bar. 6. We put a bar. 4. We put a bar. 3. We put a bar. 2. We put a bar here. 1. We add 1 bar. 1. We add 1 bar. 4. We add 1 bar. 2. See, 2 already we have 4 bars. Now we'll cross 1. Fifth bar. Okay. 1. We add 1 bar. So 5. We put 1 bar in 5. 3. We cross this 4. Again 3. We put 1 here. 2. We add 1. 3. We add 1 here. 2. We add 1 in 2. 4. In 4, we already have 4 bars. So fifth one, we'll cross it. 2. We put here. 1. We put here. And 2. We put here. Now we'll count total number of tally bars and write in number of matches. Okay. So here 1 to 5 plus 4, that is 9. Here 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 4 is 14. For this value, 5 plus 2 is 7. Here 5. Here 3. Here So total if we count 9 plus 14 is 23, 23 plus 7 30, 30 plus 5 35, 35 plus 3 38, 38 plus 2 is 40. So to find mode of the data, we should find the highest frequency. Highest frequency is what? 14. So that means the mode of data is what? 2. So the highest number of matches, that is 14 matches, have been won with margin of victory 2. That is mode of this data is 2. Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example 6. Find the mode of the numbers 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 8. So mode is what? An observation with highest frequency of data. That means a number which is repeating most of the times will be the mode of the numbers. So here 2 is repeated 3 times, 3 is repeated 2 times, 4 is repeated 1 time, 5 is repeated 3 times, 6 is repeated 2 times, and 8 is repeated 1 time. So the highest frequency is 3 and 3, where 2 and 5 are repeated. So the modes of these numbers are both 2 and 5, because both these numbers repeated 3 times each. Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example 7. Find the median of the data 24, 36, 46, 17, 18, 25, 35. We know median is what? Median is the middle observation when we arrange data in ascending order. So what we should do first? We should arrange this data in ascending order. So if you arrange in ascending order, the smallest value will be 17. Next is 18. Next is 24. Next 25. Next 35. Next 36. And finally 46. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 observations. So these are what? Odd number of observations. For odd number of observations, the middlemost term will be 7 by 2 plus 1. So 7 by 2 is what? 3. 2 3s are 6 plus 1. So quotient we got 3. So 3 plus 1, that is fourth term. So this is the fourth term, which is the middlemost term. The median is what? Middle term of observations when we arrange in ascending order. So for this question, median is what? 25. Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example 8. 200 students of 6th and 7th classes were asked to name their favorite color so as to decide upon what should be the color of their school building. The results are shown in the following table. Represent the given data on a bar graph. So there is a school and 200 students of 6th and 7th class were asked to name their favorite colors, so that the most favorite color would be the color of their school building. So in the data, given colors are red, green, blue, yellow, and orange. Now we should answer the following questions with the help of a bar graph. Which is the most preferred color and which is the least preferred? And how many colors are there in all? What are they? So when we represent the following data in bar graphs, it looks like this. So this is what? X-axis, whereas this is Y-axis. So X-axis represents colors, whereas Y-axis represents number of students. So highest value is what? 55. That means round figure is 60. So what we can take? We can take 10 students per unit. So 1 unit is what? 10 students. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. So if you represent in bar graph, first is what? Red, green, blue, yellow and orange, which are on x-axis. So red we have 43 students. So 43 will be slightly less than half of 40 to 50. So this is 43. And 19 students' favorite color is green. So green we put here. So this is slightly less than 20. Whereas blue color is chosen by 55 students, which is half of 50 to 60. See, if you take this, this is what exactly a middle of 50 to 60. Next is yellow. Yellow is 49 students, which is slightly less than 50. And next is orange. Orange is 34 students. Middle of 30 and 40 will be what? 35. So here 34, which is 1 less than middle of 30 and 40. So this point we get 34. Okay. Like this, we construct a bar graph. Now we'll see the questions. So question number 1 is, which is the most preferred color and which is the least preferred? See, in the bar, if you see, blue has got largest bar with 55 students, whereas green has got smallest bar with 19 students. So the color which is most preferred is what? Blue. Whereas color which is less preferred is what? Green. Now if you see question number 2, how many colors are there in all and what are they? So in the question it is already given there are 5 colors. So those are red, green, blue, yellow and orange. These we can observe on x-axis, that is horizontal line on this bar graph. Class 7 Maths, Chapter 3, Example 9. Following data gives total marks out of 100 obtained by 6 children of a particular class. Represent the data on a bar graph. So there is a class and there are 6 children of that class. So these 6 children has taken a test and total out of 600 marks, these students got different marks. Like Ajay got 450 marks, Bali got 500 marks, Deepthi got 300, Fayaz got 360, Geetika got 400 and Hari got 540 marks. Now what we should do? We should represent this data on a bar graph. So when we represent this data on a bar graph, that looks like this. See, the highest score is what? 540. If you round figure, this becomes 600. What we'll do? We'll take one unit as 100 marks. Okay. These unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each unit 100 marks. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 and 600. So this is x-axis which is students. This is y-axis which represents marks obtained by the students. Now if you take Ajay got 450 marks. 450 is what? 450 is between 400 and 500. So that is the mid part is here. So straight to this line. So this part we get 450. Whereas Bali got exact 500. So 500 we get this point. So this is what? 500. Deepthi got 300 marks. So this is the point. This we got 300 marks. Now Fayaz got 360. 360 is slightly more than 350, which is half of 300 and 400. Okay. So we take 360 just above half of 300 and 400 at this point. So here we get 360. Next, Geetika scored 400 marks. So this is what? 400 marks. Next, Hari scored 540. 540 is slightly less than half of 500 and 600. Half of 500 and 600 is what? 550. So 540 will be slightly less than 550. So we get at this point. Okay. So here we got 540. Like this, what we do? We represent data on a bar graph.